everyone, this is Maki. Do you know what day August 15th is? It's the founding day of the Principality of Zeon, a very important day in the Universal Century. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Principality of Zeon and the world of the Universal Century. I'll talk about elements common to the Gundam series and content related to the story in the Hathaway movie that many fans are looking forward to. I'll share insights that will help you enjoy the story even more. So, let's hit the subscribe button and celebrate the founding of the Principality of Zeon. Let's honor Gihren Zabi for protecting the rights of the space noise and leading humanity into the future. Now, in the real world, Bandai has started an initiative called EcoPro. This is a project where Gundam models are made from recycled materials. It's a way to show care for the earth by reusing materials instead of throwing them away. This kind of initiative is something that many companies in modern society are also working on. However, this EcoPro activity is deeply connected to the concepts within the Gundam series. In the world of the Universal Century, created by the original Gundam population growth, the resulting destruction and pollution of the Earth's environment, and food shortages had become serious social problems. The situation was dire, and the Earth was on the verge of becoming an uninhabitable planet for humans. To solve this problem, the Earth's Federation government implemented a policy of space migration. This policy was implemented with the good intention of saving humanity and Earth. Thus, the migration was initiated by the Earth's Federation government, and the name of the era was changed to Universal Century. Humanity began a steady migration into space. After about 50 years, nearly half of humanity had settled into life in space. By this time, however, the powers that be in the Earth's Federation government and some wealthy individuals wished to continue living on Earth. Although life in the space colonies had become relatively stable from a technical standpoint, it was still unstable compared to life on Earth. As a result, the pace of the space migration plan slowed rapidly. Some sources even describe the plan as having been halted. The Earth's Federation government imposed extremely heavy taxes and restrictions on the space migrants. Their treatment was tantamount to declaring you a subservient subject to those who had ventured into space as pioneers of a new era. This led to a growing resentment of the Earth's Federation government by the spaceoids living in space. And so, in Universal Century 79, the Zeon War of Independence broke out. It was a war initiated by the space noise, who had been treated as colonies and constantly exploited to gain independence and autonomy. While the war ended in victory for the Earth's Federation government, many space noids continued to oppose the Federation in the following era under the banner of securing their rights. The true goal of the war, however, was not solely to gain rights for the space noids. Gihren Zabi, leader of the Principality of Zeon, had foreseen that humanity's very survival was at stake. He predicted that the continued growth of the human population would make survival as a species impossible. This prediction was remarkably accurate, as shown in the setting of Reconnaissance G, which depicts the distant future of the world of the universal century. In that era, food shortages had become so severe that there was a terrible period where humans were used as food. In such a time, when the survival of humanity was at stake, the mission was to ensure that healthy humans survived to continue the species. Conversely, those who were not healthy were consumed as food. Ghihren believed that the number of humans needed to be reduced and then strictly managed. While the goal of securing autonomy for the space noise was not a lie, it was merely a stepping stone to his ultimate goal. Furthermore, in the sequel Zeta Gundam, the same problems that affect all of humanity are still present. Jamita of Haiman, the leader of the enemy organization Titans, shares the same ideology as Gihren Zabi. In the story, Jamita is portrayed as an advocate of Earth's supremacy. However, he believes that the destruction of Earth's natural environment is caused by those who continue to live on Earth. Like Gihren Zabi, he wants humanity to be managed and run by a select few. It's a complex idea, but Jamito's ideology is Earth's supremacy, not Earth's inhabitant supremacy. For this reason, Eagle leader Brex called Jamito a man who is trying to become the second Zabi family. Gihren Zabi and Jamita of Haiman were portrayed as terrifying dictators, but their ultimate goal was the survival of mankind. Their relentless rationale and calm approach to achieving their goals made them seem frightening to many people. Of course, even if their goal of reducing the human population was correct, it's important not to overlook the fact that their ideology disregarded the happiness of many people. The crises of Earth's environmental pollution and food shortage are also depicted in Gihren, which is set in the distant future of the universal century. In Gihren, battles erupt over the technology needed to solve the food crisis. While Gihren didn't achieve much commercial success, one of the reasons was the lack of impact in the battle scenes, which were created using the developing computer graphics of the time. The theme of fighting over a new technology to solve the food crisis may have seemed dull and boring to newcomers. While the movie was praised by fans for taking the problems of the universal century world seriously, even fans with a positive view admitted that it was inevitable that the movie would fail due to its dull theme and underdeveloped visuals. I also believe that Gihren was a commendable attempt to seriously address the challenges of the universal century world without focusing on flashy visuals. However, it's also true that the story ended up being complex and boring for beginners. And now let's talk about Hathaway. Hathaway Noah takes the name Mafti Navy Gihren and challenges the Earth's Federation government. In promotional videos, he is often described as a person who inherits Shah's ideals and Amal's passion. However, his ideology is actually closer to that of Gihren Zabi. Hathaway fights against corruption within the Earth's Federation government. In particular, he opposes the idea of abandoning the space migration policy and continuing life on Earth, which he sees as a major problem. In the upcoming story, a crucial element is the repeal of the law that is about to be passed at the Adelaide Conference. Although it's a very complex piece of legislation, to put it simply, it's based on the idea of stopping the space migration policy and continuing life on Earth. The Earth's Federation government was originally established with the mission to protect the Earth's environment and ensure the survival of all humanity by actively pursuing space migration. Maki operates under the belief that the Earth's Federation government should properly adhere to the rules it makes. Broadly speaking, this could be interpreted as fighting to protect humanity. As depicted in Turn A Gundam and Recommissing G, the concerns of Hathaway, Gihren, and Jamita were accurate analyses of the situation. Mankind is indeed facing an existential crisis due to catastrophic environmental destruction and food shortages. However, because they acted with the future of humanity in mind on a 1,000-year scale, they met with little understanding from the people. The conversation with the taxi driver in Hathaway's story symbolizes these elements. Even if people could understand that Hathaway's ideas were correct, they couldn't empathize with his views because they were too preoccupied with their daily lives. The indifferent remark, Maki must have a lot of free time, perfectly captures their loneliness. Reflecting on the founding day of the Principality of Zeon might be an interesting way to think about the importance of environmental conservation, a key theme in the Universal Century series. Thank you for watching to the end. I'll see you in the next episode.